see if we got
live
the
on the
mic
tube?
working. We got a couple. We got some.
Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Checking the mics, the ones and the twos.
Hey.
Oh, who do we got today? We got
got
some
a
guests
new
on the
voice over
pod
there, eh?
today.
Hey, let me hear.
Check it. Make sure. Are we there?
All right.
Luke? Oh, we're there, dude. Yeah, baby. Who do we got with us today? We're ready to go. All right. So, yeah, we're ready to go. How's that look, too?
Good.
All right, we look good.
Yeah,
Mic
we look
check.
good.
Audio's
I gotta
good.
move up a little bit.
What's up? You got to move up a little bit? All right. All right, guys, I'm Tyler, whatever blows your hair back, and we got Luke here, and it's that Tuesday. It's around that 6:30. You know how you see us every Tuesday at 6:30. Who do we got with us over there on the mics on 3 and 4? You guys want to introduce yourself?
Go ahead, Garrick.
Hey, I'm Garrick Monday. I'm going to be producing today.
And my name is Johnny Rock over here. I'm a producer on hand as well.
What up, Johnny? What up,
We got Johnny
gang?
Rock over there. He's that radio star, man. We got Garrett, his good friend on deck. But, man, Johnny Rock, that voice. Ah, God, I love it, man. We did
And
a...
I thought Tyler had a great voice, which he does, but
Yeah,
god damn it, it's
man,
not the same. This is a professionally tuned voice over here with Johnny.
Yeah.
I blame my parents and cigarettes.
Hey!
He's a comedian, too.
Right on button.
Johnny Rock, the comedian. He actually, he's connected with a bunch. It's funny. We were just talking about that, right, Johnny Rock, about how, like, the comedian... Can you go ahead and give me a lowdown on how we feel about the comedians here in Chicago? We said it really good in one line earlier. I think Garrett did.
Yeah, Garrick's got a really good way to sum it up. I just say from my end, as far as input, Flake Master flexes.
Whoa! FMF.
When I think what sums it the best is when you deal with a lot of personalities that come from dysfunction that they're forced to laugh about, that's going to bring some interesting dynamics in workflow.
Yeah, so I agree with Garrett. So basically what he's saying is there's some of the comedians have a dark side of maybe neglect, and they bury it deep, and they expose it to their jokes, and they're missing out on all of the corporate side of America of showing the work up time, worrying about the sales, or, you know, if anyone even paid or gathering materials. So they seem to miss that whole side of it, but they're funny. And that's the disconnect with me and comedians, I think. And I think we agreed on
just
that.
to get it, straight and not twisted, it's not all of them. Some of them have it down. They got the right mix, but many, they got to work on the unprofessionalism that comes as a result of the baggage.
Oh!
Johnny Rock. Oh, yeah.
I'm just
Johnny
laying it
Rock.
down.
Johnny Rock laying down the rock.
Yeah. All right, cool. So let's get into our fights with Luke. Luke, so...
Do we want to actually hit him with a little intro action?
I would love to hear your intro right now, Johnny.
Please give
I
us
know
a
the people would,
fucking
too.
Intro, Johnny.
We got a new intro for you guys for whatever blows your hair back studios. Let's rock.
Yeah.
Live from Chicago's hottest event center, where the punches hit harder, the adrenaline surges. This is where legends are born and rivalries ignite. Whatever blows your hair back studio.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm proud of that one. Helped to put that together for you. I think it's pretty decent.
Dude, I loved all of them, man. You gave me 5 in total. I think we already did 2 ads with 2 of them. We got the long one left and 2 other ones.
Yeah, so we got the 60-second and the 30-second.
Yeah.
Speaking of great things coming up, have you heard about our event here that we're hosting at Whatever Blows Your Hair Back Studio?
Whoa, lay it on me. What's up?
We have America Fight Night, baby. We've got, how many fighters we got on the bout
Dude,
sheet
right now we already have 30 fight. I actually pull some of the fighters up, some of the gyms, dude, but we got 30 fighters. We're looking for more.
We are looking good. We're looking for more. We
Yeah.
know comedians are not the only industry that has some flakes. Sometimes people don't make the weight. They don't show up.
That's
they sign
true,
up
dude.
for the fight. So you got to build in a couple extra fights to pack it to make sure that we got a full card on fucking show night.
All
which
right.
is July 20th here at the studio. Going to be a pay-per-view event. You can get your streaming tickets on our website at Whatever Blows Your Hair Back Studio.
There's links everywhere, and for $20, guys, get your streaming ticket wherever you're at. If you're in
That's
Michigan, wherever you are, man, we appreciate it. It's gonna be cool.
I also thought I'd add, this is some of my first time seeing the venue space that we have over here. And can you tell us a little bit about some of the amenities that are going on at this place? Because there's a lot for those who haven't been here before.
Yeah, actually, we've been blessed with the city of Chicago to work with us and giving us our business license, which our banquet hall license. Along comes that as our catering license. So we get to serve actually our own food. So we're going to have burgers and dogs or maybe pizza and pop for the fighters. The fighters actually going to get to eat for free and get a free water. We're going to take care of all fighters that come in here, the coaches as well. and we're going to be able to take care of all the guests that come here to watch the fight.
After you make weight.
After you wait, and then as well as the patrons. The only patrons that's going to be actually allowed to be in here watching are the high-value friends and the members of Whatever Blows Your Hair Back Secret Society.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyone in here gets a table. Everyone's going to be taken care of. It is a private event. The doors will be locked. It's ticket only inside. But don't worry, anyone who wants to view from the outside, we're selling $20 tickets, all you can buy.
Watch it on your goddamn telephone.
Watch it on the telephone, wherever you're at. So we want to serve everybody.
Portable.
We're more leaning on the streaming service side because that's what we're all about. We got the best camera angles. We got Luke, who's going to be interviewing.
On the play-by-play.
On the play-by-play.
Punch
So,
by punch.
since we have Luke here right now, and we already have some of the plays coming in, all right, Luke. Luke is also the matchmaker for Whatever Blows Your Hair Back. So all the fights that are getting made, Luke's on deck for that. So right now, some of the fighters coming in.
I'm
I
not
just
taking
talked.
bribes, guys. Sorry.
So we got Power Gym, Luke. We got
Okay.
Power Gym, and we got 6 fighters from there right now. I'm
Represent
not gonna
nice.
name all the fighters off, but there is one fighter on there. Looks like he's got 9 fights. Reed Canale, he's 21, 135-pounder. He
Okay.
could be a fun one to watch. He's about to go open. And then we have our unattached, which are one of our biggest fans, Valerie.
Our
Valerie
girl
wants to
Val,
fight.
What up, Val?
Valerie's got 0 fights, and she weighs
Debut.
139. If she's listening, she's always watching, supporting. She's going to be fighting on the card.
Shout out our guy Ali too. He's a good boxer, boxing the Golden Gloves as well.
Who's that?
Our guy Ali.
Okay. Yep. And then right now there's 2 female readies with River West. River West has
There will be some ladies in the house.
yep. And then there's 2 more ladies wanting to fight out of there in the 160 and 132 pound,
That could
and
be,
both under 10 fights.
We might be able to make that.
And then
Fight
our
with
main
them.
man Jason B from Gregory Boxing.
Shout out
Brad's-
Gregory Boxing.
Man, Jason's a
2
longtime
locations,
friend
Des
of mine.
Plaines and
Yeah, I used to
Lombard.
fight with him at CFC as a coach down there. He's a cop, actually. I always see him downtown policing the streets. And I'm like, man, this is great to know the cop that's policing the streets downtown. And
Keep
you
it
like,
safe
know,
from people like you. Yeah.
you got it, dude. Guys like me sometimes find themselves in trouble on the streets. Or
What are you talking about?
yeah, we
What
won't
are
tell
you
them the
even
story.
talking
We
about?
won't tell them the story how I wound up in the back of the police car last week. We won't go there. We won't
So
go
you
there.
got you got the street cred at least, but we'll keep it a little
I got some street credit, and I
mystified.
got the police looking out for me. I've been let off some crazy things and put in the back of the
It's not
police
the
car.
police looking out for you. It's the sweet Savior Lord Jesus
The
Christ.
good Lord's
out
looking.
for
I've been
you.
in the back of a couple
He's
police
got-
cars lately too much.
He's been acting a fool.
And they've been letting me, but I have been acting a fool, but I've been doing it because I've been doing God's work.
He thinks he's a vigilante, guys.
I've been doing God's work out there in the streets one by one. Somebody has to go put the corrections in, and I'm putting in my time.
This man is saving souls.
Dude,
Sometimes you gotta take one to save one.
you want to talk about it? I am not shitting you, man. There's just some of the circumstances I've been in the city hall. and-
Guys, let's keep it moving. We don't
Okay.
want any,
We ain't gonna be there, but anyways, we're making our way moving forward. We got Johnny Rock, and if you guys are just tuning into Whatever Blows Your Hair Back
We're
studio,
talking about our event coming up.
we
July
talking about
20th.
our event coming up July 20th. How we got fighters, and right now
USA
we
Boxing.
have Jason B with all his fighters. He actually submitted 15 fighters. That's huge. He's actually got, man, he's got 6 open fighters. For those of you guys who don't know, open fighters, that's 10 fights or more, the amateur level, and the skill set's spectacular. So we got a lot of open fighter fights here.
High level
That's
fights.
them are high level fights, ladies and gentlemen. And me and Luke are gonna put these fights together. We will entertain. We will entertain. So it's pretty exciting. And those are all we have for right now. Harvor Banger. We got our boy that's been on here already. He's gonna
Zach?
try. Zach's gonna try getting a
Zach
fight
Carter?
here.
He's fighting right now.
He's fighting
at
right
the
now on National
Nationals.
Golden Gloves.
Golden
Tell him about it,
Gloves.
Luke. Tell him
Shout
about
out Zach. So the Nationals Golden Gloves is tournament's going on. So all the fighters from the Golden Gloves from each city around the United States is now fighting at the National Golden Gloves. This year is up in Detroit, and I do believe that the winners do have an opportunity to join the Olympic team, and they'll get to go and represent Team USA.
it. And if you guys don't know, Golden Gloves. Oh, you fight once in March. No, when you dedicate to the Golden Gloves, you start training in about October the year before and commit to the gloves, and then you're ready by February to submit your paperwork and weigh-ins, and then you're fighting back-to-back random weekends, showing up with no fights and training. Luke already did it. He went on for 3-4 weeks of fighting. These guys have now been going on all the way to June. Imagine starting to train for a tournament in October. Staying at weight and
Oh,
being
it's gotta be
conscious of
tough.
fighting, and the opponents only get better. Like now they're at NAD. Like these guys, these fighting are, they're gonna see them on TV in the future. Like these guys are the hard hitters. Not only does it get harder, the stress gets more. It's pretty amazing that these guys can do that and hold in. So we're wishing you the best of luck out there, Zach Carter.
Zach Carter.
We always support him, and he was at the gloves too, dude. Every night,
won the
always
gloves
support
in
when he
Chicago,
wasn't
yeah.
fighting. Oh, he won it, but when he wasn't fighting, he was there watching. Usually people don't want to be there.
He's dedicated. He's one of those guys that's going year round, doing it right, staying in shape. His dad's his coach.
And his dad's
great. He's fully invested in it as well. It's a great father-son duo. And you know in boxing, they have a history of father-son duos running that shit to the top. So we're hoping to see out of Team Carter.
Yeah, and Team Carter runs social media really well. They take care of their social media
They're
very
doing their
seriously.
business side of
They
it,
do their
too.
business side of it. His dad's very conscious of it, and his dad streams just like we do and shows up at fights. While his son's,
we appreciate it and we see you, Team.
yeah,
Salute,
I
Team
always talk
Carter.
to him up there. Team Carter, we're Team Carter support all the way here. I always see him.
Moving along.
Moving along.
We got the pro fights that are coming up this weekend. We got our boy.
Talking about UFC.
No, we got Deontay Wilder versus Zing.
Oh, we got Skinny Leg Wild. We got Skinny Leg Wild. I mean, got that wild. Go Skinny Leg.
We got your boy Bivol.
Boy, Bivol, I'm a big fan of him
Bivol's
too.
fighting for all his belts.
And he's gonna fight, and he's gonna win too. So we got
This
some
is
good.
in Saudi Arabia again, so you will have the opportunity to watch this at 5 p.m. You will not have to stay up late as fuck to watch this.
See, Luke
for all
knows.
my
He pays attention to that
people.
shit
And
about
then
when to watch
also
these.
on that card is an up-and-comer. You're getting to watch for this guy, Raymond Ford. Ray Ford fighting this weekend in Saudi Arabia on the big card. He's fighting for a belt. He already got a strap. And Ammo Williams also fighting on the card, one of my faves. He's a tough guy. And it's going to be a pretty good card. Like I said, around main events usually around 5 starts. Fights start around 3 in Saudi Arabia this weekend.
Man, you got it from Luke, man. And Luke's got the fights up
And
to
kinda
update
coming
it,
back
baby.
to our event, which is July 20th,
Yeah.
whatever blows your hair back studio.
Yeah.
USA Boxing. It's going down in the jungle, baby. The rumble in the
And
jungle.
we're starting beef with our fighters because we're
gonna have you guys on
matchmaking
the
2
cast.
months ahead. We're starting to matchmake right now, Luke.
Yeah.
So we got 2 months to link these fighters, and we're going to link them with their opponent. We're going on their Facebook, Instagram. We're tying them up. We're causing some drama, and we're going to introduce these fighters to our viewers to
We're
build
introducing them to how the pro
to
game
build this
works.
fight.
That's part of, you have to sell your fight if you want to go deep into this game. And we're going to start help teaching these guys that they need to sell their fight if they want to promote and put themselves out there to eventually maybe go pro and fight on TV one day, man. This
And
is
they're
how
going to be ready for it
starts.
because we're going to put them to the ringer. Leading up
But
to-
that brings me up to the Mike Tyson fight and Jake Paul. It's the same night as our event.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
going to be following
Yes,
our
yes,
event.
yes,
We're going to
yes,
showcase
yes, yes,
it
yes,
here.
yes, yes, yes.
You're going to be able to watch it.
Yes, yes, yes.
But then bringing us to that, which is a whole nother topic, Tyson and Paul. We've got into it on some other podcasts. We're not going to go too far into it. But did you guys see that there's a medical emergency, undisclosed? Mike Tyson, they had to deplane him.
Do you
They
think
brought
that's
the
part
plane
of it?
down.
I think that's part of the hype to be like, oh, dude, he ain't going to make it with Jake Paul.
Well,
He
then
ain't-
Jake Paul said, no, this fight's happening.
I know that.
So
That's
I don't give a fuck about Mike Tyson's health.
You better care about Mike Tyson, dude.
I do. God bless you, Mike.
I don't want Mike to get hurt. I want that man around because I enjoy listening to his lisp.
If we're not up on it, what happened to him with the plane?
They said he got on, and then there was just they had to evacuate him off of it after.
Was it a Boeing? That's the question.
Why do you? I don't know if it was a Boeing.
I don't know why. What John?
Why?
I think John and Rock
Johnny,
had a
what
John
the
and
fuck?
Rock.
I've
has
had a little
story.
encounter with a Boeing.
What's up with you and Boeing?
Yeah,
John
I got
Rock
some
has a
beef with a
story.
Boeing. I just got back from a little vacay, and I had to deal with a Boeing plane. All right, first off, massive delays, 4 delays. I get on the plane.
So it ain't the
Yeah.
airlines. It's not the airlines. It's got to be the plane.
Nah, it was in that case it was the weather. But here's where the plane. No, listen.
Mother Nature, you know.
Mother
So
Nature
fire-
intervened, and then Boeing intervened. And here's where the beef comes in with Boeing.
We need
right?
to blame
All
somebody.
right, bring it around to
Dude,
Boeing.
listen. All right, so we're getting ready to take off finally after all these delays. Exhausted, ready to just fucking go home. And this plane is starting to go, take off, starting to get to speed. That's my favorite part. Take off, all right. You got that throttle going, got that rush, and then suddenly you're starting to get the speed wobbles. It's going left, it's going right. What the fuck is happening? And finally, they fucking abort. They slow down. Now we're sitting on the tarmac for an hour. What the hell is going on?
Went down.
Oh yeah.
No,
dude,
we
Johnny
weren't. We
Rock's
didn't actually
not
get up in the
happy.
air, but we picked up speed, got speed wobbles, then slowed down, then sit on the tarmac for an hour. Finally, get an update from the pilot saying, you know what? It was a little bit of we needing to reset our engines, but our engines are reset now. We're gonna do another takeoff. And all the while, every time the landing gear goes up, goes down, you hear the grinding.
Dude, I know that sound, man. It's like, man, this ain't good. This ain't good. This ain't what my plane should sound like.
Right, you hear all the news about all the shit that's going on with fucking Boeing, and you're like, am I gonna fall out of the sky in the middle of this flight?
So it's Boeing.
Can you
so
enlighten us? What's going on with Boeing?
So
guys?
so what?
They
so
kind of suck.
So
What do you
leads-
mean? Historically, Boeing is supposed to be good, no?
That was
what's
their reputation.
stock look like? I heard what's their stock look
So,
like? The real
so
question.
here's what happened with Boeing, right? Boeing, they used to be known for safety and quality, were the best, top of the game.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, I think in the 90s, they started to shift over to just giving a shit about the stock. Safety be damned. Cut whatever safety shit you got to do. Just do this.
Make money.
There were
yeah,
like,
they let us smoke on the planes and shit.
I'd be down, man. But listen,
We don't
no,
give a
I'm
fuck.
talking about when they're
Smoke 'em.
building the plane.
Ah,
And they're not doing the safety shit. They're putting this
No,
shit
you know what? I
together.
agree. There is no luxury on an airplane anymore.
No,
you
nothing.
walk into a plastic seats, no recliners. How uncomfortable? They're like, how uncomfortable we can make these guys where they'll still pay and not bitch. They got us right down to this being completely miserable on that airplane.
It's awful. They crush you on the legroom. They crush you on the
man.
experience. You don't really get any real food anymore.
You know
Yeah,
what they do?
used to sell you on that.
You know
I'm
what they-
not shitting you.
Dude, you know what else they've been getting you on? They'll get you on the $100 ticket, but then they'll get you with the $100 baggage at the door that don't fit in the crate.
Oh, dude, those budget airlines. I think they're starting to rethink the way that they do business. But the point is, regardless of the airline, it's Boeing that's making these planes for them, and they suck. So I got this going through my head while I'm trying to get in the air and get the fuck home.
What's the solution? A new airline?
Honestly, it's got to be like better people who check on the safety of that shit. And I think, now it's so big in the news right now that they're starting to make the change and focus on and realizing, hey, we can't have all this bad press. We got to actually have planes that work. And so,
But then who's the competitor?
Airbus, and they service a lot of the European.
Oh, all
airlines.
right. So that's Airbus is like, yeah, keep talking. So Airbus, you got good thing to say about.
I mean, just by them not being absolute dog shit. Just by default.
default.
But Airbus isn't 100%
fact
pure
that
on
they're
bad
not-
press.
Man, a
so-
lot of people win by default these days, and it's true. Even in like boxing tournaments, sometimes, dude, you just show up and you get to win because no one shows up in your weight class. It's crazy,
It's unfortunate.
but it has a strategy. Well, moving on. What else do we have, guys? We talked about the title. Oh, speaking on some random ass shit, and I was thinking I was watching on TikTok because like sometimes I go down that rabbit hole. Do you go over down that rabbit hole ever, guys? TikTok rabbit hole for like
No.
scrolling, addiction, whatever.
No, I'm trying to stay
Anyway,
off the TikTok scroll.
so I stopped on Mount Everest one, dude, for like 5 minutes. So the last 4 days been Mount Everest because I went to the bathroom and Mount Everest was playing, and so now for 5 days I get everything about Mount Everest.
What's
But
going
any-
on? What's happening at
tell
Mount
us about
Everest?
Mount
Dude, so it's overtaken by just dead bodies, man. Everyone,
mean?
careless motherfuckers just climbing up there and dying, and no one taking their
What?
body down, and all this shit decomposing it, and then leaving
Really?
all the way up bags of shits. Just think about it.
Really?
All these motherfucking hipsters are like, I want to go change the world and climb a mountain, whatever the fuck that means. Go ahead. And then they climb these mountains with shit bags the whole time, shitting in them, throwing them out. Think about it. For years and years and years. And then they get to the summit level, forget their oxygen mask, and then
Why
they just
would
die.
Just
and,
shit on the ground.
and so when these people die, they just stay up there and die. They just lay there and die. It's full of dead bodies, riddled. And then the whole campsite is just riddled with plastic and oxygen tanks
Did
and
you get to
tent.
see footage of this?
Oh, yeah. It's pretty nasty.
Oh yeah.
Pretty nasty.
Wait, so you're saying that seeing dead bodies and bags of shit is not a motivating factor when you're trying to do something like summit the tallest mountain in the world?
I gotta
That's
get
no
out of
good?
That's not bad. That's a good point. I like that, Johnny.
It's definitely challenging. It's challenging as fuck, but for some reason, I think it's like running a marathon race. Some people, they try to turn it to really heroic, and I don't see that fashion of it sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to run this race. I'm training to run a 3 mile. So I haven't done anything in 10 years. I'm motivated, and I'm paying these guys $200 to go run this heart race. And why are they heroic? Like, why are you like, wow, that person motivates me? It's like, what the fuck's so motivating about that? Like, I run every day and box every day.
I ran a marathon last year, so I get it, guys.
I don't. Can you maybe that's me? I don't. So I don't understand. Like, I'm gonna go climb a mountain and change the world, or I'm gonna go run a marathon and change the world. I'm sitting here in this
No one
boxing
says
ring
they're
trying to
gonna
change the fucking world
change
every
the
day.
goddamn world.
Well, they act like it's heroic, dude. Nah, that's
Well, they're doing something big for them, something that they found very difficult. That is very difficult.
Well, what about people that do shit difficult every day that just don't talk about it, and they're like, damn, I got to get up every day and face this nasty thunder that I built for myself. And meanwhile, this guy's like, I'm overweight. I'm going to run 3 miles. Man, everyone loves me. Woo, woo.
Because
Meanwhile, this guy's trying to really do something huge over here, and everyone just overlooking it, and he's trying to change the fucking city and the way people are operating. They're like, fucking shit on this guy.
Vigilante.
Let's just focus.
This
yeah.
guy.
I'm over here doing God's
Vigilante.
work. And the people who get
Guys
paid
over
for
here just
God's work are running marathons,
Fat
dude, and
people
climbing
running
mountains,
marathons,
throwing their
losing
bags
weight,
of shit everywhere.
changing their lives.
I'm fucking.
Fuck 'em.
No, the,
I need a place to vent.
This guy is mad.
the real
I'm
way to
stuck.
get motivated.
Angry podcast host, guys.
I've been stuck for a year and a half in the city. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, and I don't care about anybody else.
Nah, listen though, you could drop all this ridiculous amounts of money on doing this silly thing of going on over to Mount Everest, or you could be a little bit more practical and do the real thing that you need to do with your money and spend it over here, which leads us to our wonderful 30-second ad for our fucking fighters, all right?
July 20th.
Hey, you know what? One good thing I was
Calling
gonna
all
do.
Chicago fighters. Whether you're a seasoned
Oh, you're
pro
playing
or
it?
a hungry newcomer, this is your battleground. Whatever blows your hair back, studio. Step into the ring, lace up those gloves, and let your fists do the talking. Neon lights, roaring crowds, and the building tension in the air. Find it here with Boxing Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. Get in the ring, feel the rush, and unleash your inner warrior.
And we are back, man. That is Johnny Rock, Johnny Rock on the sticks, ladies and gentlemen, and he is there.
Man, that was a nice hit there by Johnny.
Damn, Johnny
Dude,
Rock.
thanks so much.
Promoting the event, and then it's back on the event. There's one thing. We went off on the tangent of Mount Everest. Guys, I am actually love rock climbers, and I think it's very challenging.
rock climbing
It's
wall right
hard.
there.
It's hard as fuck, and yes, you're climbing it with no mount. It's hard. It's so challenging. I'm just venting. I'm sorry. So I didn't mean anything negative on it. Coming
But
back.
you're still a pussy if you climbed Everest.
Dude, I'm trying to change as a person here and admitting sometimes when I'm wrong, and you just made me want to go back and renege on my sorriness.
I'm sorry that you
Aye.
feel that way.
So I'm still sorry, just a little bit.
Anyways, baby.
We
boy.
almost forgot. Luke knows my favorite, the UFC fights 301.
Oh, here we go.
I'm pretty sure we got the detail. Who's got? Oh, we got
do,
the
I
details
got
over
it.
there.
Here we go,
I do
Garrick.
have it.
On
So-
Garrett, rattle off the
Garrick, fill
details.
us in.
UFC 302. I mean, what do you guys want to hear about? We got at the back half of the card is really where the main fights
Yeah,
are.
yeah, pop them.
Yeah, we got Kevin Holland. I'm gonna butcher this name.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
I'm not even gonna try Polish name. So Kevin Holland's obviously intriguing, really entertaining boxer. How you guys feel about Kevin Holland coming in?
Kevin Holland, I don't really know much about him. I was hoping we'd see a Sean Strickland on the card, maybe. I
Strickland, we
haven't
got
seen-
Strickland versus Costa.
You got
That's
Strickland.
gonna
You
be
got
the next-
Strickland.
You
Dude,
know-
we haven't seen him since he got
This
beat.
guy loves Sean Strickland.
Yeah, dude,
He
that's a
is
guy
Sean
who runs his
Strickland.
mouth, dude.
So he's coming. Both. We got Strickland's the #1 contender. And
I'm
then,
not a huge Strickland fan. Like
I'm a huge
Tyler is.
Strickland fan,
Tyler
dude.
Loves that
I
guy.
love him, dude.
And then Costa now coming back out of the woodwork. He wasn't fighting for a while, so I think this is going to be an interesting fight. Especially Strickland fans. Talk to me about Strickland.
Tell
What do you
us
guys
about Sean Strickland.
Dude, you guys
Tyler.
think?
Yeah, why do you
think-
like him so much?
Well, dude, you just hear me rattle on how like teasing like Mount Everest climbers and shit. Like that man's the definition of what I just sounded like. He would just
He
call
was
any.
taunting Marines, telling them that they could not
Yeah,
last
you
a
know,
day
dude,
and it's
he
just-
kind
this
of
guy's a
lost me,
Marine.
Yeah. Oh fuck, I'm a Memorial. I wanted to correct something about. Sorry, we'll come right back to the UFC.
Yeah.
But so Memorial Day was last weekend, and a lot of people. I was a Marine for 9 years, and a lot of people wished me a happy Memorial Day. They always do, and you're not supposed to wish me a happy Memorial Day. It's for the Marines and military men that have passed and died, and so it's to honor the death. So it's not really a happy Memorial Day to a person that's in the military. It's more if you want to show your respect, go to the cemetery and look over a grave and say a prayer or something. That would be a good thing to do on the day. However, I do appreciate the recognition and you being forward and trying to express some sort of care. So it's really hard for me to correct you in that, right?
But
It's
next year, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I know.
Show me something.
I tell my dad that every year, and he still wishes. My dad don't wish me happy birthday, happy anything, but every Memorial Day he doesn't miss it, and he's like, "Happy Memorial Day, son," and I'm just like, "Thanks, Dad," but really I'm like, "Yeah, I tell
There we go.
him."
Get it off your chest, kid.
But
We
anyway,
appreciate
he means
you,
really well.
Mr. Meatcheck. Keep wishing your son a happy Memorial Day.
Oh fuck. Anyway, so back to Sean Strickland.
Oh, there we
Who
go.
went and
America.
picked at the Navy SEALs. A crazy asshole went and picked at the Navy SEALs, dude. He's just like, oh, I'm a UFC fighter. I do combat training. I actually go out and I throw the thunder. I'm throwing paws every day. We're punching each other in the face. You Navy SEALs, a lot of you just train and never see no action and train. And I was like, damn, that was fucking crazy that
And
he's.
Sean Strickland is known for like most of his training is sparring. He doesn't really do it.
He is training is just straight up. He's punching you in the face. Pretty intense training. Not gonna hate it, and that's why he wins fights because everything's just he's out there beating ass. But he has attacked the badasses that are trained to hurt people that just don't do it because they're lethal weapons that understand the retraction of the weapon, and so they're more disciplined to hold in their anger. Sean's out there just beating everybody in the face, which I love that about him. God, jeez, man, I just love people that could do that. But at the same time, I love the discipline of a Navy SEAL that has that strong integrity and mindset. It's like, yeah, I'm a badass when I need to be.
In your opinion, what is the most elite military group, operating group? The Navy SEALs, the Army Rangers,
Man, yeah, that's a really tough question because there's
Who's
because
the
there's
creme
like
de
there's
la
like
creme?
operators, there's like marine
most badass of the badasses.
Could that be Rangers?
there's like operators, there's rangers at a certain level at the Delta Force. The Delta Force
Delta
takes
Force.
so it's the Delta Force that takes the operators from the best to create the best. So I believe it's Delta Force.
Delta Force,
And
which
they
is an Army
pull
branch?
Rangers and they pull SEALs. I want to say,
that Army?
man, I don't really know, but I know the Delta Forces is the highest elite. Yeah.
What's the highest Marine?
So in the Marine Corps, there's the 0311, and then above that, there's the sniper, and then above that, there's the Marine Recon. The sniper, well, the sniper will attach to the
Navy
recon.
SEAL equivalent.
So the recon Marines would be kind of equivalent to the Navy SEALs and the Army Rangers. You kind of put them all on the same line and let those guys combat.
They're the tip of
And
the
then
spear,
there's
as
the
they
Delta
say.
Force. Then there's the Delta Force, and I want to say that's the best out of all those guys pulled in that will protect like the president or like do some crazy missions. Because what a lot of people don't know is Navy SEALs are the guys that go out with regular Marines like myself or 0311s. They go there, they run a patrol. And a Navy SEAL is just a sniper guy that sits on an outpost or like in a hidden position, and oversees, like a guardian angel would oversee the patrol, and so like it can go up to a mile. So they would get attached to a platoon of Marines, so they all work together, you know. But yeah, that's the difference.
I didn't know. That's interesting.
That's the kind of their jobs, and you know. Things probably changed, and I've been 15 years since I've been in, and I've been a little rusty on things, so don't hold me accountable on everything. But I used to know that kind of stuff. I used to know all the weapons and weapon systems.
What's your favorite weapon?
Oh, my favorite weapon just an M16. Would be an A2 service rifle while I was in. I just know that I can tear it apart with my eyes closed. I also know the saw M2.
M16.
The M249 is a saw. They both shoot a 5.56 round, and
How big of a round is that, sir?
Well, I'll tell you the hole. It's a really small puncture hole of like going into somebody, but a hard exit wound. And it's good for a
that
distance, but it's not
considered
really a powerful round that's going to be like a kick. It's not really it's not like yeah, I guess that's what I know about that round.
All right then.
Yeah.
Can I
And
still say thank you for your service on Memorial
Oh yeah,
Day?
thanks, man. Yeah. So that was my.
No, you cannot. That was the whole point of this goddamn story.
Oh yeah.
Johnny,
It's all about the
that's
fallen.
it,
It's
man.
all about the fallen on Memorial Day.
In memoriam.
In memoriam. Fair enough. Fair enough.
It's all about the goddamn UFC. Strickland picking on the Navy SEAls.
Oh yeah, we're still working down that card. Who's the main event? Who's the main event?
Back to the
UFC
card. Back to the
301?
card.
Our main event is Islam Machenko versus Dustin Poirier, which is a huge fight.
Who are you taking there, Gerd?
You know, it's close. I hate watching Islam fight because it's just a lot of like that when it comes to UFC, it's a lot of that like boring wrestling. He's just gonna sit there. Yeah, well, he trains. It's Khabib's out of Khabib's camp.
Okay.
So yeah, he's just gonna hump him in the center of the octagon.
Hump him into the hump him into submission.
And I don't want to
Ground
slander it.
pound all
Like
night.
I don't want to slander it too much. I wrestle. I get it, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm also just curious to see if Islam is just gonna shoot and Dustin's gonna keep trying to jump guillotines like he did in the last fight. But yeah, I honestly have Dustin. I'm kind of a
he's
Dustin
giving
guy.
Poirier the nod,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Dustin. I mean, you can't
Dustin Poirier
bet
is
against
good.
the diamond.
You can't bet against the
Diamond. Yes.
And he's good, dude. And he's got a pretty good looking girlfriend too.
So that matters. That his girlfriend. If you gotta measure their
Oh,
fighting,
yeah,
so they're
dude.
hotter than
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
female.
Yeah.
You fuck good, you fight good.
Hey, that's the
I
primal.
always judge a man's girlfriend. You don't? You don't look at it and be like, oh man, this guy's sweet, but he dates an overweight chick. What up, dude?
No, bro. Oh,
if she's
leave him
like a
alone.
smoke show, I'm like, man,
Leave him alone.
he's really doing it. Sorry, man. I guess I'm really shallow. You know why you guys were talking about that? I looked up Delta Force and all that good stuff, so that we're spitting facts up here.
Okay.
And so what I was Googled it, and is Delta Force the most elite? And just the response, Google, they're so damn smart. SEAL Team 6, officially known as the United States Navy Special Warfare Development Group, is the
SEAL Team
Dev
6.
group.
Her
The
Dev crew, Dev crew.
and Delta Force. So Delta Force is in there too, officially known as the 1st Special Forces Operational Detachment, Delta. Okay, is the most highly trained elite force in the U.S. military. So you guys can argue it all day, but Delta Force is up there. And Delta Force breaks down. It gets so high up in the chain of command, guys, that you can really come from anywhere to get into Delta Force. I do believe in the Navy SEALs. Once you get to that elite, they're just
SEAL
looking
Team
for
6,
they're looking for badasses everywhere. And you make the cut, they'll get you over there. They'll get you over there. Whatever you want to do, they'll let you do the
Tyler
thing.
would have been one if he didn't blow out his ACL.
Not at all. That's not true. No, I never want to be one, man. I just wanted to be a Marine. I wanted to be in on the action. I just wanted to wear the title. I never wanted to be a recon Marine. I wanted to be involved and wear the uniform and get the adventure. That's it. I never really wanted to be a big
There you go.
killer because I just wanted to just do the thing and say I went through the training and it was challenging and I did it. And
What
so
was
I
the
got.
hardest thing you did in training? What's the single hardest
I
moment?
bet a lot of Marines would agree with this. And SOI.
What the fuck
These
is that?
were called SOI School of Infantry. So there's boot camp. It's 13 weeks. Then after boot camp, you go to your MOS school. My MOS is Military Occupational Specialties in 0311. That's just an infantry line. It's an infantry grunt. It's on the line. You're a lineman in a regular platoon and a line company. And so you go to School of Infantry. In the School of Infantry, you get broke down into 0311, which is your rifleman. You do 0331, 51, or a 41. That's a machine gunner, mortarman, or assaultman. I believe they don't even have assaultmans anymore. Assaultmen used to kick down the door or whatever. Usually bigger guys. 0311s go out to the field. Operate in the field means that we go stay in the woods, in the fucking jungle, wherever we go for weeks on end, and we walk there. Now, the other guys, the mortarmans, the machine gunners, and all those guys, their ass gets to stay in the rear. They fucking ride in the 7-ton trucks, and they get dropped off behind the line, and they fucking shoot mortars, and they set the machine gun posts up, and they watch us range run them motherfucking runs. Up, see me, they're down. Up, they see me, I'm down. Up. And we're running these ranges, man. And a lot of these times, we would run these ranges up in the California mountains, and we would be doing them all day long. And then we would have a scheduling to shoot mortars or do a night fire at another range in the mountains. And we didn't have no trucks or anything. So the Marines would have to run. We'd have machine guns, M16s, mortars. I remember one time I had 2 machine guns and 3 fucking 203s running like this, like a little kid, dude, with his pants down to his ankles, kept falling and dropping them. Everyone was like that. And we're running to this new range. I'm like, this can't be real or tactical. I'm fucking dying over here. 95 degrees out. I'm not even carrying these weapons tactically. They're falling on the ground. I'm tripping. I'm almost dying. Everyone's a mile behind me. We're all separated, and everyone, the medics are coming. People are just fucking passing out. And I'm like, this is really hard. And then that was probably
Great
some of the,
moment in Marine history for Tyler.
that was just like, you didn't know it was going to be hard, and you were in it, and you were like, this is fucking hard. This is not supposed to be like this. You know, I thought it was like, you run to the range, you got your M16 and a one-man run, and I'm there, I'm ready to shoot. It's like, no, bitch, homeboy got hurt, this other guy got hurt, we brought 13 extra guns, and then we had to bring all this extra chow that these guys just chopped off. So then you're trying to balance boxes, and you're just like carrying all this. This is like your job for like a whole day, is like moving this shit. And it was fucking hard. I mean, like,
It's a good
I don't know.
story.
People are probably laughing at me about it, like in the Marines, like, that guy's a pussy. But you asked what was my hardest
No,
training.
that's
my
exactly.
hardest
That's a great
training,
story.
like when I was like, this is physical. That was not mentally hard. It was physically hard.
What time of year was it, and where was it?
It was in Camp Pendleton in California in the middle of the summer time, dude.
Hot, 90
Yeah,
degrees.
yeah. And it is. I have multiple stories like that, even like that later down the line of even out in like Japan, even on my deployments. Ask anyone in the Marines. It's always this weird supply run or a movement that's really hard.
Not a PT.
It's not a PT session that gets you. You're expecting it. It's a movement logistically of a huge operation from A to B and just getting everything there and the massacre that comes with it. And that's
It's
what.
moving our
But a
radar
lot of the
stores.
it sort of sounds
exactly
like a lot of
moving the studio.
it sort of sounds like a lot of the logistics comes down to the Marines, and that's a big part of what you're handling in any given conflict, which is extremely fucking important, man.
We are air, land, and sea. We're able to do this in the water. They drop us in the water. They drop us in the land. They drop us out of the air, and we do this. We go set up, and then we go attack. You know, when we assault, and we build this whole command post. And then we start operating, and we start sending out and taking territory. You know, we send out patrols, and that's what you do when you go occupy an area. You send in like a grunt force to go pound down the pavement, establish a command post, and get operating, setting the computers up, setting them, getting the outpost going, and then you bring in the grunts, like, all right, this platoon's going out on a patrol this week at 0300. You're leaving. Your squad 1's going here. Squad 2's going here. And then you map this out for months long time, and then what that does, it sets a presence in the area. So when you go on these patrols, you're not going out to fuck shit up. Sometimes you are. Sometimes it's a fuck up mission. Sometimes you're getting, you plan to get assaulted or plan to assault someone.
Right.
But you normally you're going out there just to walk the streets to say hi, but like, hey motherfuckers, I'm here. Don't try nothing stupid.
So as a deterrent.
It's a detour. It's a presence.
Right, exactly.
A lot of people don't understand military is a lot of presence. We are present in many countries and embassies and all around the world. And
Take me to the embassy.
yeah, it leads me into my other job I did. It was at 0311, which is civil affairs. I did work with embassies and talk to key leaders and older leaders and engagements in different countries and set up logistics on how they get their supplies and how they're going to pay for them when they don't have no money and they're poor and they're going to get it robbed from the drug dealers and how we're going to do it and make the movement at night. And yeah, that's the whole planning phase. And I got, you know.
You got to go abroad though, huh?
cool.
Yeah, I got to go abroad a few times and do the missions and
Where
stuff.
did
Yeah.
you get deployed?
Yeah,
to,
where?
sir?
So a lot of my stuff is in Southeast Asia, in like weird third world countries in the middle of like Philippines, Thailand, did I say Malaysia, Indonesia, Brunei.
Oh, dude.
There's like 11 of them. I was in Dominican Republic on some.
You got to go to some pretty
Haiti.
beautiful places, man.
Yeah, it was very beautiful, but it was all third world. It was just
Right.
us there in the middle of the fucking jungle. Like we didn't get to go do much with them. But the way we got there was kind of nasty. We went on like AEVs off the ship, so like
What's
it was
AEV?
an AEV. An AEV is an amphibious assault vehicle, which is like a tank that drops in the water that sinks, but only like fucking 12 inches
Right.
comes up. And they're called the tank. What were those guys called? Anyways, we hated them. The amphibious assault vehicles, dude. I hated them. We had to go nut to butt in there, and so when you do, there was 2 rows of seats, and you had to fit a whole squad in there.
Right.
Mostly 2 squads, actually. Sometimes they'd separate. You have 12 guys. And, it's the middle of Pacific. It's 100 degrees out. You're in a tin can, no air conditioning. Fucking fire starting. You're trying to get to shore. You're 3 miles out. There's a goddamn storm going on. You're getting fucking washed like a goddamn barrel just swinging there. I'm puking. Homeboy's puking. Homeboy's puking because homeboy just puked on him. And I'm sitting there like, this is real. This is real. This is survival. This is survival now. This is fucking gross.
That's like
I'm
the
puking.
opening scene of Saving Private Ryan, man.
I was puking so much I couldn't breathe because I was so sick. Because when you keep spinning, it's like being on the gravitron and it never stops. And it's 6 hours, dude. And I'm just puking up like my guts. Like it was crazy. And I swear to God, I was never gonna get on. I would like almost cry before I got on another one of those. But every time I'm like, here we go. Just get in there because I'm claustrophobic and.
Sure.
A couple times we had to strip down. We were almost naked. It was so hot, and we were stuck in the middle of the Pacific. We were the only ones out there. They had to send another AAV from the ship from 3 miles, and we were stuck already 3 miles out. They had to tow us back. So fucking imagine getting towed in a tank through the water in the middle of the ocean with waves. Sometimes you don't even see them because you're sitting in the waves going, where'd they go? Because you don't even see them. You're sitting in there getting bobbed around, sweating, and having panic attacks. And then the dude, the platoon commander's up there with his head popped out getting fresh air. And we're like, can I get air? But you're trying to be tough, too. You're like, oh, dude, cool down. Look at fucking Johnson over there. He's fucking crying. And he ain't asking for air. So I'm sitting there like, fucking dude, I want air so bad. And you're all waiting your turn, and you got to restrain yourself by not rush up to this little hole to all get air. We had to wait our turn. And it was just like this weird, like, this sucks, but it was life-threatening in a way because like people were drowning and they're going down, they're breaking. You heard stories. Look up AVs. People dying. Those Marines dying them all the time. So they're very dangerous. I think they should be removed from the Marine Corps. This god awful.
Dude, I bet, though, after you go through an experience like that, you feel like, okay, I got through that one. I can take some shit.
Yeah.
You got some cred under you after
Well,
that.
it's a combination of that. And imagine when we did that, I wasn't in combat. I was assaulting a beach just in Thailand, and we were fighting the Taiwanese army, their military. So they were like coming to the woods, shooting blanks, and we were coming off on the beach. I just went through that. I'm like, oh my god, now we got to do this. We have to now do this.
I gotta fight.
This was my day. That was my week. And so what it does is it gets you ready to be like, okay, now we have to go assault the actual target and put on the show where the general's flying around in a helicopter watching us do it from the helicopter. You can see us how we're maneuvering. Now we have to be online. I'm up. He sees me. I'm down. This guy is assaulting fire. He's a machine gunner. He's compressing fire. Another guy assaults forward. He sets up compressed fire. Now you're bounding, moving forward towards the target. From the aerial view, a general is watching this because he wants to see how his war tactics are going to work out, because that's what we're planning for, right? We're training for combat or whatever, whatever when we're ready for this, just like back when the Germans in World War II, rushed storm Normandy. So we're kind of replaying something similar to that, and how to attack the terrain,
Right.
and then how to defend the enemy with assault or close weapons in fucking combat.
So here's the question that I have to sort of bring it back, which
Yeah.
is, how does the mentality that you took from that tie into what you do with your entrepreneurship and with what you do with the boxing and what you do here,
Yeah,
whatever
it could
blows your
always
hair
be
back
way
studios?
worse. Oh, yeah. I guess you could. This could be way worse, but it's got to end, and it's going to end with greatness, because my Marine Corps career was greatness, and it ended with greatness, and all my stories are greatness, and without those stories, I won't be able to catch you guys' attention right now. So therefore, all this shit that's happening to me with the city and boxing and all this stuff I'm going through is only molding a better story similar to the Marine Corps experience. But now we're going to call this the deployment of Chicago experience.
Oh, hell yeah, fuck yeah.
And you guys can relate to this one.
The DOC, Deployment of Chicago.
Yeah, anyway, that shifted towards the military talk. Didn't see that one coming, guys.
That was not on the agenda.
It was
No,
not
but
on
it
the
was cool.
agenda.
But it does pay homage to Memorial Day.
And before all the other military guys tease me about when I'm me talking my training stories and not war and combat stories, you can fuck off too. We got them all. And I'm Tyler with whatever blows your hair back. And this is Luke.
Yeah, babe.
And we got on the sticks back there on the ones and twos.
Johnny.
That's Johnny Rock right here.
And Garrick right here.
Garrett like Lou, baby.
Johnny Rock. And we're out of here. See you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.